You may remember that one of the features announced at this year's summit was the Configurable API. This has been live in production environments for a few months now. It is still in beta, but it's still interesting to take a look at what's possible here. So you can get to this if you're in the database section of Slate by searching for API. And if we click on Slate Configurable API here, I can click New API to create a new API. And maybe our goal for today is just to return a list of organization records. So I can give this a key and name and make this active. And from this screen, I can now click New Endpoint to create a specific query that I can run at this endpoint. So maybe I want a filtered list of organizations that are in PA. So we can call this PA orgs, and this is just going to be a query on the organization's query base. So I can add some filters here for something like state, and add my join to address by rank overall, rank 1. And again, let's just filter this for Pennsylvania. We can add our exports. So what do we want included in the response when we call this endpoint? Maybe just some basic details about the org and its location. And let's also include a sort here. Maybe we want this alphabetically ordered by organization name. So that's my query. And now that I have added that, I can click Edit Permissions to create a user token that can access this API. So if I click user token here, I can just call this example, and I'm going to save this token. And I can click Access API. So this is now going to let me make GET requests against the endpoint that was generated. So one of the nice things about this configurable API is that it is self-documenting. So if you click this link at the top here, this is going to take you to the documentation for the API that we just set up. So if I click through on the endpoint, I can see all the details about what I would expect in the response body, parameters that I can use. And now if I want to open my instance of Postman over here in another window, I can use a tool like Postman to make GET requests to that URL endpoint that I just created. So if my endpoint is this, I can paste in my bearer token for authorization. And now if we click send, we should get the JSON response body that has those details that we included in our query. The other nice thing about this is you do now have access to some standard query parameters. So if I wanted a paginated set of results, I can include something like the page number and the page size. So let's do that real quick just to show what's possible. So maybe I want a page size of 10 organizations per GET request, and I want to start on page 1. And so now I'm going to get a limited result of just the first 10, and then I can start paging through these. So let's get the next 10 on page 2 and so on. And one of the other parameters that we have here is include fields. So even though our query always has these fields as part of it, I can limit essentially which columns are returned in the response. So maybe I want just the organization name and the city in some requests here. So if I update include fields, now when I make that call, I'm only getting those two exports included. So even though the query has stayed the same, I'm using it just for those two fields. So lots of things possible with this right now, but and we expect that there will be more changes as this feature grows, but that was just a quick demo of what the configurable API looks like.